We are observing Kartik Vrata, hearing Gajendra Moksa topic. Yesterday we heard that Gajendra fixed his mind in his heart, means one-pointed attention, by pure intelligence. Pure intelligence means I will take shelter of Supreme Lord, who is omnipotent. He can do whatever he wants. He is the only one capable of rescuing me. Such intelligence comes only to one who has previous Sukriti. In his previous life, Gajendra was doing worship of Supreme Lord as Indradyumna Maharaj, and that mantra which he was chanting in previous birth now came to his mind. He could remember, so that is not lost. Devotion is never lost. So first verse yesterday was, I offer respects to the Supreme Lord and meditate upon him because he makes the universe and body conscious. He is in the form of a human, which is the final cause of everything. He is the Supreme Lord. Here Gajendra said Om Namo Bhagavate. He did not mention any name of Supreme Lord, but he will describe the qualities of Supreme Lord. Qualities of Supreme Lord are not different from him. He's not speaking about demigods or anything, but of Supreme Lord. Our Gurudev here explained that scientists say that in this human body there are motor nerves and sensory nerves. And when sensory nerves, they get some information, then through that some subtle process comes, and it goes to the brain. Then you can see or hear or touch, or like this you can do. This is their explanation. But those who are psychologists, they say even if it goes to brain, if the mind is not there, then if it does not go to the mind, person will not be able to see or hear. Example is, in school, teacher is giving class and students there are hearing. Their ears are okay, and that process of sound entering and then going to brain, that is working. But still, if teacher will ask that one student what I just now said, then that student will say, oh, I don't know. My mind was somewhere else. So he could not hear, although that process was going on. So it has to go to the mind. And another one example, one person got married, means he wants to get married. And he will go with, like in India, with that procession. They will go, and this friend, he had one friend, and he told him, when we will pass by that procession, by your house, then you should join us. Then that friend said, yes, okay, I will come. So when that procession was going by his house, but at that time he was reading one very interesting novel for him. So he was totally absorbed in that novel, and although that vision was passing by that procession, but still he was not seeing, so he was not going there. Then later that friend told him, why you did not come? You insulted me. And he said, you passed? When? I don't know you past. So although eyes they could see, but his mind was not there. He didn't go to the mind. His mind was in the book. And then further they will say, if it does not go to the intellect, you cannot recognize what is what. This is book, or this is glass, or this is table. You cannot recognize what is. Means you cannot categorize. So it has to go to intellect. But spiritualists will say it has to go to soul, Atma. If Atma is not present in the body, then this body, mind and intellect cannot do anything independently, and the brain and nothing can do. Atma gives power or animation or consciousness to this body. We see when the Atma leaves, then that body is not person anymore, and there is no animation, nothing. So it has to go to Atma. If it does not go to Atma, then it will not work. Like iron and fire. Iron cannot burn anything independently. But if iron is in close contact with fire, then fire will imbibe, iron will imbibe that power of burning from fire. And with that red hot iron, you can also burn other things. But if that connection is removed, after some time, iron will again become cold or normal temperature, then he cannot burn. So only when he is in contact with fire, he can have this quality like that. When Atma is present, then everything is working. But the highest spiritualists, those who know the absolute truth, they say, even Atma is not independent. If it does not go to Paramatma, Supreme Lord, then this Atma also cannot do anything. Paramatma gives the power to Atma to work, and it exists by his will and everything. That is why here Gajendra, because he was chanting this bona fide mantra, he told, I am offering my obeisances to him and also meditating on him, who makes this whole world conscious. It is by his power. He is Adi Bij, original cause, and he makes this universe and body, and everything becomes conscious. Even Atma becomes conscious by the will of Paramatma. So to this Supreme Lord, I offer my obeisance and I meditate on him. Yasminidam yataschedam yenedam ya idam swayam yosmat parasmat paras tam prapande swayam bhuvam. I surrender to the Lord with independent forms, in whom this universe rests, from whom it arises, by whom it arises, and who is this universe, who is all of its causes, but who is superior to all its causes. Vishnu Chandra Thakur says, this verse explains how the Lord is the cause and total of the universe's ingredients. The universe exists in him like a pot takes shelter in a house. It comes from him like a pot comes from a potter. It is made by him like the pot is made by the will. The universe is the Lord, just as clay is the pot, and he is all the causes of the universe by his very nature, Swayam. The idam is repeated many times to emphasize the Lord's different relationships with the universe. He remains independent, Swayam, and superior to all causes of the universe in forms like Ram and Krishna. So here, this is explained about Achintya Bheda Abheda. Supreme Lord and his energies. He is the energetic or the source of energy, and his energies. They are non-different because energies are dependent on him. But still they are different. How they are different and how they are same, that is achintya, means we cannot comprehend with these material senses and with material mind and intellect, because they are not capable of seeing that reality. Only when one submits to Supreme Lord and gets the revelation, then he can understand how it is simultaneously one and different. That is why here Gajendra is saying, I surrendered to that Supreme Lord with independent forms, means they are like Ram and Krishna, they are independent of this material world. They have no direct or indirect connection, like holy name we are hearing. And in whom this universe rests, Jashoda Devi saw in Krishna's belly, whole universe was there. And also when Mahavishnu inhales, everything goes inside him. And when he wants to create, then it comes out from whom it arises and by whom it arises. And who is this universe? Because that is his potency. In that sense, universe, who is all of its causes. There are many causes and effects in this world, but at the same time, he is superior to all its causes. He is beyond this. He is independent. So this is fully Achintya Bheda Bheda, which one cannot understand unless he gets a realization. Those who have Sukriti, they can accept this as true, although they may not see, but they will believe, they will accept. And when they will do process, then they will get realization. But those who have no Sukriti, they will think this is impossible. This is all bogus, it is irrational, it is not possible. And in this connection, our Gurudev used to say that when they were with Parang Gurudev in Ambala camp, that is, if you go from Delhi to our Chandigarh Math, in between there is Kurukshetra station, and then there is also Ambala camp, one station. Their train also stops for about 10-15 minutes. That is little longer. So there is one temple, Lakshmi Narayan temple, and the president there, or one who is managing, he invited our Parang Gurudev for 10 days program to hear about the philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Parang Gurudev came, and he was speaking Harikatha in the evening, and our Gurudev would speak in the morning. So after 3 days, one young sannyasi came, and he was hearing, and then after he said to that president of the temple, I also want to speak. You please allow me to speak. Then that president said, I already invited Guruji. Although he did not take mantra from our Parangurudev, but he had great respect. So he said, already I invited Guruji for 10 days because we wanted to hear about philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I cannot give you time now, but after these 10 days, if you come, then I can allow you to speak, because otherwise I will disrespect him. I invited him, so I cannot. But he was pressing that. Sannyasi, young sannyasi was, no, I have to speak, I must speak, please allow me. Then that manager, because he's also sannyasi, so he went to Parangurudev and asked him. So he told to that sannyasi, I will ask him, if he allows, then it is okay, then it will not be disrespect to him. So he asked Parangurudev, and Parangurudev said, yes, what is the problem? He may speak for half an hour, and later I will speak also for half an hour, no problem, let him speak. So then next day he spoke in Punjabi language. Punjabi has many Urdu words also, Hindi, but many Urdu words. So he was speaking in that language. This is in Punjab. And at the end, he said something in Punjabi language which Gurudev could not fully understand. And then later, after the Harikatha, Parangurudev asked when he took sannyas, his name was Srila Bhakti Prasad Puri Maharaj, who was in our Brindavan Mat in charge. He's from Punjab, he was there also. So he told him what he said at the end, that sentence meant, I am Ram, whom I will worship. I am Ram, I am Supreme Lord, whom then I will worship. Then Parangurudev thought, oh, this is wrong. It's a Mayavadi. Then next day, when Parangurudev was walking in front of his room on veranda, that sannyasi also came, and he bowed down to our Parangurudev, because Parangurudev was elder and very big and strong. So then Parangurudev said, yesterday you spoke and I saw people, they were appreciating, good. But in the end, you said something I could not understand properly. Can I ask you in my room? Then that sannyasi said yes. They went to the room, and Parangurudev closed the room, and he sat on the bed, and that sannyasi sat on the ground, asana, because he was younger. So Parangurudev said, you see, you said that sentence at the end, what is the meaning? Then that sannyasi said, I said, I am Ram, so whom I will worship? If I am already supreme, then whom I will worship? Then Parangurudev said, oh, this is the meaning. Okay? You see, now we are alone in this room. Alone. So you touch your hand to your heart and you say, I'm asking you, are you Ram? Are you Ram? Then because Parangurudev is a realized soul, he knows who is Ram, who is Krishna, Supreme Lord Bhagavan, who are we in relation to him? He's a realized soul. He's not theoretically only. So when he asked him in that way, then that sannyasi was awakened and he could feel this is something superior, some realization, and he could not say, no, I am Ram, of whom Parang Gurudev just spoke now. He could not say, and he became puzzled, and he said, no, I'm only repeating what I heard from my gurus. I'm repeating, although I don't know, but I'm repeating. And the point was that this Mayavadi sannyasi, he thought that our Parang Gurudev is also Mayavadi sannyasi, because in Punjab mostly they are, and saffron cloth. So he thought he will please him by saying this. But inside he was simple-hearted, not crooked, not hypocrite. Our Gurudev told, person is good. So when Parang Gurudev asked him in this way, then he became puzzled and was confused. I said, no, I'm just repeating. So yes, I know it is not good. It is not true, so I will give up this sannyas and I will stop this, and just by this one question of Parang Gurudev. Our Parang Gurudev broke the fortress of Mayavad in Punjab. Before they were all Mayavadis. No one was successful there. But our Parang Gurudev was successful. Although he did not know Hindi so well, but I heard from Punjabi devotees, those old devotees from Batinda and Jalandhar, like this, who are his disciples, that they were all attracted by his Sankirtan, how he was singing Krishna, calling and dancing, and this is something different. So they became all attracted, and Parang Gurudev broke that fortress there. Now they became devotees. So this sannyasi immediately accepted, but he said, I will give up sannyas. Then Parang Gurudev said, no, there is no need to give up sannyas. That is very good. You took sannyas, you left the house, sense enjoyment and all this, you renounced. That is very good. And in order to encourage him, because he was discouraged, so in order to encourage him, Parang Gurudev said, there is also another explanation to what you said. I am Ram, whom I will worship. There is another explanation also. So, there is nothing existing except Ram. Everything is Ram, Supreme Lord. He is Advaya Gyan Tattva, non-dual truth. Nothing is outside of him. He is infinite, absolute, complete reality, undivided. So everything is him. There is nothing except Ram. But there is Ram Swarup and Ram Roop. Ram Swarup means he himself as source of unlimited energies, and he is unlimited person and has unlimited energies. That is Ram Swarup. But his potencies, like this world, or as jivas, marginal jivas who are animating this material world, we are his roop, not his swarup, but roop means potency. He is potent, we are potency. We are Ram as potency. So whom we will worship? We will worship Ram. You asked whom I should worship. We are Ram, whom we will worship Ram. We are Ram as his potency, nothing else exists except Ram, and we will worship him, Supreme Lord Ram. So that is the correct meaning. That Mayavadi at that time he meant, if I am supreme, aham brahmasmi soham sarankaluidam brahma tattvamasi, I am supreme, then if I am supreme, then what is the use of any devotion? Whom I will worship? Already I am supreme. Because they think devotion means lower class of sadhana, by which you will get concentration and then you will meditate and then you will become that supreme. So then there is no more necessity of devotion. But here it is just the opposite. Worship is eternal, object to worship is eternal, and worship is eternal. Tad Vishnu Paramang Padam Sada Pashanti Surya Dvivachakshuratatam. All are eternal. So we are Ram and we should worship Ram. And then he was encouraged and he said, yes, I will practice this and I will preach this devotion, eternal devotion to Ram. So just by one meeting, he was upgraded in his understanding and he accepted devotion. Such was the power of Parang Gurudev. And Gurudev also told that when Parang Gurudev was preaching in Assam, then that chief minister of Assam, he became attracted to Parang Gurudev and he invited him to his house for Harikatha and he was hearing. Then one day the chief minister said, I think you and Gandhi you are very similar because Gandhi will speak his Harikatha and at the end he will engage everyone in chanting the name of Ram. You also give Harikatha and then at the end you are chanting names of Supreme Lords. I think you are same. Then Parang Gurudev said, may I say something? You will not become angry on me? They said, yes, I have full faith in you. Don't worry, you can say everything what you want. Then Parang Gurudev said, I was also in the movement of Gandhi before. Independent India movement, that youth, we were there. So I used to read those magazines which were published in English, and in one class, Gandhi said, I am even ready to sacrifice Ram Dhun, means chanting of Ram's name, for the sake of my country. And Parang Gurudev said, but we are just the opposite. We are ready to sacrifice our country for Ram, for the service of Ram, because everything belongs to him. Everything is from him, belongs to him, and everything should be for him. This whole world and everything, what to speak of country, everything belongs to him. So our target is to satisfy Ram, not to satisfy country or like this, but to satisfy Ram. By that, you will actually satisfy everyone. So although one may chant Ram, externally it will seem same, but the conception behind will be different. And so target should be correct. So here Parang Gurudev said, we are Ram, but we should serve Ram because we are his eternal servants. And by serving Ram, you will serve all. Like, for example, when there is explanation of who is a sadhu, Kapil Bhagavan was saying to Devahuti mother that quality of a sadhu is one-pointed devotion to him. And he gives up even all these worldly relations for my service. So our Parangurudev explained, if there is one person, he has 5 children in his family, then if he is very careful to give, to provide for all those 5 and for wife, even at the sacrifice of having him something less, then we will consider him, he's a very good person. He's not selfish person. He is properly maintaining. We think he's a very good person. Not selfish. But in that village, there are many families. So one who will take care of his family and also help others, even at the sacrifice of his own something, he will contribute, then we will think he's a very good person. He's not selfish. In comparison, that person will be very selfish. He's thinking only about his own family. He's not thinking about the community in the village. He's very selfish. But this person is very broad-minded. He's not taking care only of his own family, but as a community also. Then we will say very good person. But then you will find someone who is contributing to that district or that country there or that city. So we'll think he's very broad-minded. That person who is only thinking about his village, he's very selfish. Before we said he's a very noble person. He's not selfish. But now we say he's very selfish. He's only thinking about his own village, not about that district area. And then we will find someone who is taking care of country, but that person is very selfish. He's only thinking about that district. This person is thinking about the whole country. He's doing benefit. He's very broad-minded. And then we'll find someone who is thinking and contributing to one continent or whole world, global. He's thinking. He's not selfish. He's not thinking only about his own country. He's thinking about all countries, whole world. That person is very selfish, only thinking about his own country. This one is very noble. He's thinking about whole world, like this. But devotee is serving Supreme Lord, who is the root of everything and all unifying spiritual principles. So he is for all, not even for one world, whole world. That person is selfish. He's thinking only about this world, but not about other worlds. So only when one serves Supreme Lord properly, he is for all. He is serving all. Everything else is selfish, provincial, local, like this. But real sadhu, real devotee, has one pointed devotion to Krishna and he is serving all. So like that, we may do many things and even chant name like this. But if our target is something else except only service of Krishna, then that will not be pure devotion and it cannot fulfill. But one who has proper conception, like Parangurudev, then he will know that we have to serve Ram for his satisfaction. That will be beneficial for all, service for all. Like that Mataji, she was coming to that Sitaram temple in Punjab for 25 years. Then Parangurudev came there and was giving Harikatha. Then that lady said, although I am coming to this temple for 25 years, but I see that attachment to my family members increased. I got no love for Sitaram. Then Parangurudev said, did you at any time inquire from any realized sadhu, who are Sitaram? Who are you in relation to Sitaram? What is this material world? Who are other living entities, your family members, all this? Did you at any time? She said, no, I don't know. Then Parangurudev explained, that is why whatever practices you are doing, giving some flowers or parikrama or something, everything goes to your attachment. You are attached to your family members, so that energy will be given there. I am this body, these are mine, I should serve them for their bodily interest and all this. So for this purpose, you are doing everything, so that is why this is happening. But when you will get proper Sambandha Gyan from a realized soul, who is Ram, who am I, who are others, and you will serve him for his satisfaction, then you will get love for him and true love for all. That does not mean rejecting anyone, but proper relation with everyone, and in that way all will be benefited. So proper Sambandha Gyan is absolutely necessary so that Abhideya Gyan, means the process, how to attain the ultimate goal, can be correct. First Sambandha, then Abhideya, then Prayojana will come from Abhideya. So all this universe is Krishna and he is controlling everything. What is going on in this world is everything under his control. He is controlling the fruits of actions. He is giving. Yah svatmanidam nijamaya-yarpitam kvachid vibhatam kvachatat tirohitam avidadrikshakshi ubhayam tadikshate sa atma mulavatu mam parat paraha. By his will, by his maya, this universe enters him and again appears and again is annihilated. As the constant witness of creation and destruction of the universe, he witnesses everything. He is his own cause. May the Lord, who is superior to all causes of revelation, protect me. Here causes means of revelation, what is manifested in this world, these causes and effects. He is superior to all this in the world. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling, since the universe made of cause and effect exists without beginning, the Lord is the supreme manifester of the universe. By his will being created again and again, the universe enters him, and at the beginning of a kalpa, that is day of Brahma, sometimes appears, and at the end of the kalpa it disappears. With unfailing vision, he sees the creation and destruction of the universe. He is his own cause, Atma Mula, There is no cause of him. He is the cause of all causes. This means he is self-revealing or independent. Like we cannot see the sun with the help of any other lights in the night. When he will reveal himself, then we can see. Like that, Krishna is self-revealing, self-effulgent or independent. No one can know him without his will. Submitting to his will is bhakti. Only through bhakti we can know. He is superior to those things which reveal. Shruti says, Chakshusha chakshur uta shrotrasya shrotram. He is the eye of the eye, the ear of the ear. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. He is superior to those things which he reveals, means this world he reveals. Shruti says, he is the eye of the eye, the ear of the ear. This eye cannot independently work, as we heard before, unless it ultimately it has to go to Paramatma. He has to empower, then we can see and recognize and everything. So that is why he is the eye of the eye. Without him, this material eye is useless, can do nothing. And our Gurudev also told, he witnesses everything. There was one very big earthquake in Gujarat, in India, one time. 300,000 people died. 3 lakhs. So some people said, God is not seeing this. How he can allow this to happen if he is all good? How he is allowing this suffering to happen and killing? Is he not seeing? And Gurudev said, not only 300,000 people. At the time of partial dissolution, or at the time of total dissolution, all jivas in the world, they are destroyed. Not only 300,000, not even 1%. All jivas, all insects, trees, humans, everything. Everything is destroyed and he's seeing everything. He's witnessing. He's not unaware of what is going on. And he's seeing indifferently. He's seeing, but indifferently, not emotionally disturbed. How this is possible? It means with unfailing vision, he sees the creation and destruction. Does that mean he has no compassion? He's very cruel. He's seeing this? No. We are sentimental. We misidentify with the body, so we think what is good for the body is good, what is bad for the body is bad. But Supreme Lord does not have such vision. He sees souls are eternal, they have no birth, no death. When the body dies, soul does not die. It is all like a dream. When we dream, we see one tiger is eating us, and one hand he already ate. But when we wake up, we see, oh, it was all false. My hand is still there. It is okay. Or sometimes you dream that your teeth fell out in dream and you are very much disturbed. Or sometimes you dream that you are naked in some public place, no clothes, and you are disturbed. When you wake up, you see, oh, I have teeth, and I'm not naked in the public, or many these things. So like that, nothing actually happened to the person who was dreaming, and another person, he's seeing that he's dreaming, so he will not be disturbed because he knows he's only dreaming. It is not actually, no one is killing him. Like that, Supreme Lord is saying there is no actual harm to Atma. Atma has no birth, no death. But because they are averse to me, they are having such vision, Mike vision, and they are just reaping the fruits of their own actions. If they would take shelter of me, then immediately I will remove this Maya, I will remove this dream, and they will see this, it is nothing, no problem, no harm. But since they are not submitting to me, then what I can do? Then only I am seeing, observing, witnessing. Because he is not forcing us to submit to him. We have to willingly submit to him. We are conscious being, we have relative independence. If we would have no relative independence, then all these instructions of scriptures would be useless. Willingly we have to submit, and immediately. So we are not, so what he can do? He's just seeing. That does not mean that he's not compassionate, but he is not sentimental. And he is also compassionate in a real way. He appears in this world as avatar to attract us to his service, and he sends his own personal associates to attract us to his service so that we may be awakened from this dream. That is his compassion. His compassion is not to fix up the dream, but to wake us up from the dream. That is why we should not ask sadhus or Supreme Lord for some mundane benefits, because they did not appear in this world for this purpose. They will not be happy and we will not be benefited. We should pray for their grace, for what they came. They came to wake us up from the dream by making us inclined to serve Krishna. Then we will actually be benefited. So we are having false ego and false vision. That is why we are disturbed and we think God is not good. He's cruel. He's allowing all these things. Our vision is limited. That is the problem. Kalena panchatvam iteshu kritsnasho lokeshu paleshu cha sarvahetushu tamas tadasit gahanam gabiram yastasya parebhivi rajatevi bhu. When in time all causes and effects in this material world, material causes and effects, like clay and pot, and all devatas were destroyed, there was deep darkness, difficult to penetrate. The Lord alone remained above this darkness. Vishnu Thakur, this verse explains that the Lord exists at all times. The Lord remains beyond the influence of the darkness produced during the time of destruction of the universe. Shruti says, Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat. The Lord shines like the sun beyond the darkness, from Shvetashvatar Upanishad. So when there is universal dissolution, everything is destroyed. All jivas, all demigods, all forms, all pots, houses, everything is destroyed. Mountains, everything is destroyed, and then when everything is dead, there is deep darkness. That does not mean that he does not exist. He is beyond this, because he is creator and maintainer and destroyer of this whole universe. And he is observing. It is by his will it is happening. And those jivas who are in Maya, they are suffering indirectly. Being absorbed in that movie, they are suffering. But actually no harm is happening to them, to the person, to the Atma. Atma is all right. Atma's hand, spiritual hand, and eyes and everything spiritual, that is no harm. Even when this body is destroyed. Because that is more subtle, more fine. Our Guru said when that atom bomb was thrown into Hiroshima, Nagasaki, everything was destroyed. But air or sky, it was not destroyed. Because that fire could not, it is more gross than sky. So could not destroy the sky element, ether. But mind is more fine, intellect is more fine, and soul is more fine. So how that can be destroyed? It is not possible. Atma is eternal. Krishna is also eternal. And our relation with him is eternal. No one can cut that. So even when there is universal destruction, he remains. And all the jivas also remain in him, sleeping. Tomorrow we will hear further.